This is the time to tame nature, because I can see, irrespective of status, we have been grouped up together, courtesy of nature. Now those of us who believe in the spiritual world, we are busy talking to the Creator for the rain to pass and go. So scientists better pay attention as we are praying to our God. And indeed it is going to pass. In Jesus' name. In John 14:14, that whatever you ask in my name shall be done, so that the name of my Father in heaven is glorified. So this rain is going away in Jesus' name. And after the function, it will rain. So I'm commanding it to go to Butaleja, where the senior DS comes from. I'm sure he needs it. Ladies and gentlemen, as we still wait for the chief guest to join us, the meeting with the graduates is done. I therefore request the honorable ministers and the PS Defense to be on standby, as they will be invited to the receiving line to receive the chief guest. As you can see, the rain has passed, so please get back to your seats. When I speak to my Creator, He listens. Amen. I'm sure you are seeing the people have gone. Thanks to listening God. So protocol, rearrange the chairs, let the guests sit comfortably, and then the honorable ministers and the PS Defense, please, you go on the receiving line to receive His Excellency the President.
As I indicated earlier, masks are all of us. Indeed, once the chief guest gets here, we shall have the anthems. Some people call them anthems, but they are anthems. Both the Ugandan anthem and the East African anthem, and after which we shall proceed with the program. Please protocol assist me and arrange with the religious leaders that side. Once we are done with the anthems, we shall have prayers and then proceed with the program, which shall be the welcome remarks of the commandant and then conferment of NBC and graduates by the chief guest. This will require the commandant to present to them, and therefore they will be standing as they are read. At the end of the conferment, brass band will play fanfare. Next will be presentation of certificates of NBC and NBC badges by the chief guest through, as they are being presented by the senior directing staff. And then the senior DS will request the chief guest to allow the MOD, the Veterans Affairs, to present certificates to the rest of the graduates. Thereafter, the SBS senior directing staff will read out graduates' names one by one to receive certificates and badges. After which, there will be a award for the best research paper, again presented by the senior directing staff from the Army. Then there will be presentation of daggers by the CDF. Then the chairman of the governing council will read out the citation for NBC dagger. And then the MC shall present the names for the NBC dagger. And finally, we shall have the CDF giving his remarks, and he shall invite the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs to make his remarks and deliver the chief guest to deliver his speech
and end of function. Shall we stand to receive His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda? Your Excellency, sir, you are most welcome to this maiden graduation ceremony of NDC Uganda. The wananchi, the President is recognizing you. Band. Let's remain standing for prayers.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the merciful, you alone Allah we do worship, and you alone Allah we beseech for help. We thank you for the gift of the life you've given to each of us here. We thank you for the life you've given to your servant, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We ask you to maintain his health as you guide him in steering this nation, Uganda, for the better future. We thank you for his wise leadership and for the tolerance he has exhibited for those that are always provoking him. O Allah, we ask you that you keep that character with him as we pray to get away all his enemies off his way. We once again ask you for the servants, the men and women in the uniform who sacrificed their life for the stability of this country. We ask you to keep their families safe wherever they are and tranquility in their homes. Lastly, the Almighty Allah, we want to thank you for each and everybody who has managed to participate in today's event. May you guide us with knowledge, sense to ponder, humor to give, humor to tolerate, and most importantly, more life to repent as we work for your good. May each of us stay in tranquility throughout this event. We ask all that in Allah's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, Ministers of Defense and the Veteran Affairs, Minister of State for Defense, Minister of State for Internal Affairs, Permanent Secretaries, the CDF, members of Parliament present, the chairman of the chairperson of the Universal Council, the representative of the Vice Chancellor, who is represented by Deputy VC Finance Administration, Professor Itwe, generals, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, sir, next on the program will be welcome remarks from the Commandant, who will come here, and thereafter we'll invite you to confer the NDC title on the graduates. Allow me, sir, invite Commandant NDC Uganda, Major General Francis Okello, to come and welcome you here, and thereafter request you to confer NDC on the graduates. General Okello, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of UPDF, the Minister of Defense and all Cabinet Ministers present, members of the National Defense College Governing Council, the Permanent Secretaries, the Chief of the Defense Forces, the representative of the IGP, the representative of the Commissioner General of Prisons, all UPDF service chiefs, the chairperson of Makerere University Council, the Vice Chancellor of the Mountain of the Moon University, and also representing the Executive Director, the National Council for Higher Education, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Makerere University, in charge of Finance and Administration, representing the Vice Chancellor, the Principal, Makerere Business College, the Principal of UMI, Executive Directors, Commissioner Generals, and General Officers, and all our special guests, our graduates today, and members of their families, all protocol observed. Good afternoon. Your Excellency, on behalf of all the staff of the National Defense College, we once again warmly welcome you to National Defense College to celebrate with us this historic event of the graduation of the first intake of the college. The National Defense College Uganda's mandate is to prepare selected senior military officers and government officials, as well as appropriate individuals from the private sector, from Uganda and elsewhere, for senior leadership and management roles. This is done by developing strategic understanding and the capacity for strategic thinking through rigorous analysis of the international security agenda, the levers that provide for security, stability, and prosperity, and the key tenets of leadership at the national strategic level. The National Defense College course, Your Excellency, is pegged at a postgraduate level, and the aim is to produce graduates who understand the national strategic context, are skilled in analysis, and are able to work intuitively across national, cultural, and ideological boundaries to lead or contribute to developing strategies at the highest level. Before you, Your Excellency, are 18 senior UPDF officers, 9 brigadiers, and 9 colonels. 2 among them are lady officers. They have completed their 1-year course on national security and strategic studies, and the study covered areas on national and regional security, policy formulation, implementation and review, strategic management, and research. The studies were anchored on a Pan-Africanist setting. We would like to thank the chairperson of Makerere University Council, Madam Lorna Magara, the Vice Chancellor and his team, the ED of National Council for Higher Education and our team, and the College of Humanities and Social Sciences of Makerere University for all the support in developing our National Defense College course package. The course was facilitated by UPDF Senior Directing Staff, led by Brigadier General Stephen Oluka, who unfortunately is in India now receiving treatment, and supported by Brigadier Kefa Nangeso, and also facilitated by lecturers from Makerere University, whom I would humbly request to stand up for recognition. We also had guest lecturers, Your Excellency, from wider government ministries, departments, and agencies and the private sector, many of whom were invited and are present here today. According to our assessment, Your Excellency, both in written exams and oral assessments, the college administration is satisfied that this first intake meet the requirements of the course and the requirements for higher level assignments wherever you may wish to deploy them. On top of the National Defense College course, as I said at the beginning, which is postgraduate and equivalent to a master's degree, we are working with the National Council of Higher Education to finalize this. I wish to state that these 18 officers are also undertaking the Master of Security Strategy degree course of Makerere University, which they will complete in 2024, 1 year after leaving this place. Your Excellency, I hereby present to you the following 18 students of National Defense College Uganda, all UPDF, who have successfully completed a 1-year course of National Security Strategy and meet all the requirements for the award of the postgraduate certificate into bracket master's equivalent in National Security Strategy of National Defense College, Uganda, and therefore qualify to append the post-nominal letters NDC against their names in all their official documents for your consideration. The officers are Brigadier General Godwin Karugaba, Brigadier General Anthony Lukwago Mbusi, Brigadier General David Bihemaiso Isimbwa, Brigadier General Chris Ogwal, Brigadier General Dr. Stephen Kosasira, Brigadier General Boni Geoffrey Walimbwa, Brigadier General Flavia Buikwe, Brigadier General Peter Onzia Chandia, Brigadier General Daniel Mugumia Kakono, Colonel Chris Musinguzi Bagonza, Colonel Deus Romeo Ndiabaje, Colonel John Patrick Otong, Colonel Ephraim Mugume, Colonel Christopher Ogumelachi, Colonel Wycliffe Ruterana Keita, Colonel Edis Nakalema, Colonel Robert Mugabe, and Colonel Cyril Mawa Muhindo. If it so pleases you, Your Excellency, you may confer upon them the title NDC, authorizing them to append the post-nominal letters NDC against their names in all official documents, and thereafter award them certificates. I respectfully submit.
Statement of NDC. I, General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, by virtue of the authority entrusted to me by the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and the law governing the Defense Forces of Uganda, and on the occasion of the successful completion of the National Security and Strategy course in this National Defense College, do hereby confer on you the NDC from this 18th day of January, the year of our Lord 2023.
Congratulations, graduates. You may take your seat. Graduates, you may take your seat. The title changes now. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this very important act, which gives our graduates and give us, the members of the college, more confidence in what we have been doing. We would like to thank the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the ministers, permanent secretaries, executive directors, and commissioners who came and shared their knowledge with us. In a special way, we would like to thank the PS, Minister of Public Service, present with us, and the Manager of Civil Service College Jinja for putting up and coordinating the one-week symposium on how government works, which provided the graduates the opportunity to understand the mechanics, challenges, and opportunities existing in the policy, mid-level management, and service delivery. Once again, on behalf of all the staff of NDC, our partners, Makerere University, we would like to appreciate all who contributed to our journey. Starting from you, Your Excellency.
abazadde b'ennansana n'ebitundu ebiriranyeewo katubanjulire Rona Junior School ennansana ssomero lya kisolo ly'abaana n'abalenzi lina dekeya nassale ne primary ssomero lya mulembe ddala abasomesa bakugu ate nga balina obumanyirivu n'okwagala omulimu gwabwe n'okufaayo eri abaana ebizimbe bimalira ddala ate nga bya mulembe ebisale bisoboka endya ensula n'entambula y'abaana byonna bya mulembe amagezi ag'omu kibiina okulaakulanya ebitone by'abaana eddiini byonna biweera ddala omwana omusingi omugumu kwatandikira obulamu bw'ensi eno gw'omuzadde ayagaliza omwana w'ebiseera by'emaaso ebirungi mutwale ku
the Commander-in-Chief will give you. Finally, to the family members of the graduates, I want to thank you for the sacrifices and for taking care of our homes. You allowed us to concentrate on our assignments. I wish everyone a nice day at NDC for God and my country.
Thank you very much, Major General. Thank you very much, Major General Francis Okello, Commandant NDC Uganda. Your Excellency, sir, allow me now to invite the senior directing staff, Brigadier General Kefa Nangeso, to come and present to you the graduates for the award of their certificates. General Nangeso.
Your Excellency, sir, I have the honor to present the Graduates, as I mentioned your name, you come forward and receive your certificate, transcript, and badge. Brigadier General Godwin Karugaba. Next, Brigadier General Anthony Lukwago Mbusi. Next, Brigadier David Isimbwa. Next, Brigadier General Chris Ogwal. Next, Brigadier General Dr. Stephen Kusasira. Next is Brigadier General Bone Geoffrey Wolimbwa. Next, Brigadier General Flavia Byekwaso. Next, Brigadier General Peter Onzia Chandia. Next, Brigadier General Mugumya Kakono. Next, Colonel Chris Musinguzi Bagonza. Next, Colonel Deus Romeo Ndiabaje. Next, Colonel John Patrick Otong. Next, Colonel Ephraim Mugome. Next, Colonel Christopher Ogumberaki. Next, Colonel Wycliffe Keita. Next, Colonel Edith Nakalema. Next, Colonel Robert Mugabe. Last but not least, Colonel Cyril Mawa Muhindo.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. Band, please. Some music. Umemaliza? Hiyo tunakuja hapa sasa. Let's start paper. Ya kama hiyo. PDF. Thank you very much, BDF band. I think they deserve a clap. Your Excellency, sir, I now request for your permission to invite the CDF, Honorable General Mbasumbadi, to come forward and award the best research paper or papers, and the candidates will be presented by the senior directing staff again, General Nangeso. CDF, sir.
Your Excellency, sir, I have the honor again to present 5 members whose service papers excelled and are to receive awards and prizes. First is Brigadier General Dr. Stephen Kusasira. He gets a golden award and a prize. Dr. Kusasira, in his paper, examined the enduring rivalry of the Kashmir conflict. Next is Brigadier General Flavia Bekwaso.
And sir, the book given to General Kusasira is the book we have always referred us to, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa.
Brigadier General Buikwe also gets a Golden Award, and her paper examined why the strategic approaches adopted by the United States of America failed to deliver a peaceful resolution to the crisis with Iraq. Next is Colonel Buikwe. He examined the failure of the British strategic approaches to deter Argentina from invading the Falkland Islands. He gets the Silver Award. Next is Colonel Edith Nakalema with a Bronze Award, and her paper examined the strategic approaches adopted by Nigeria to defeat Boko Haram. Next is Colonel John Patrick Otong with a Bronze Award and a prize. Colonel Otong examined the persistence of the security complex in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Your Excellency, sir, other members also analyzed selected historical case studies where the strategies adopted either failed or succeeded, including the successful approach the government of Uganda employed to defeat the Lord's Resistance Army, and also the unsuccessful Libyan intervention, which ended up in disaster. Members have another pending research assignment in the form of their dissertations on the master's program. I thank you, Your Excellency, for giving the certificates and the awards.
Thank you very much, Brigadier General Nangiso. Next on the program, sir, is the presentation of daggers. Allow me to invite the Chief of Defense Forces again. That you allow him present certificates of dagger to the faculty, chairman, to the faculty. The chairman of the governing council will read out the citation for NDC dagger. Chairman of the council is the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs. So he proceeds the microphone to read the citation, and then the CDF will award the dagger. Honourable Minister.
Your Excellency, allow me to read the citation for the award of the NDC Uganda Dagger Certificate and the Dagger Badge. The National Defense College Uganda Dagger Certificate is awarded to a senior officer or member of the National Defense College Uganda faculty who holds the NDC qualification or its equivalent and has been a member of the college faculty and has been engaged in instruction for not less than 2 years. In recognition of his or her selfless contribution to the successful conduct of the National Security and Strategic Studies course at the National Defense College Uganda. Cognizant of the requirements above and aware of the special contribution by the initial National Defense College faculty staff and the National Defense College Governing Council sitting on 14th December 2022, which authorized that the Dagger Certificate be awarded to the current members of the National Defense College Uganda faculty in recognition of their selfless contribution to the successful conduct of National Defense College Pioneer Course 01-2022 at the National Defense College Uganda from January 2022 to January 2023. The officers are authorized to wear the National Defense College Uganda Dagger Badge. Number one is Major General Francis Ben Okero, who is the commandant. Number two, Brigadier General Stephen Oluka, head of faculty. Somebody should come and represent him. Number three, Brigadier General Kefa Nangeso, Senior Directing Staff. Number four, Brigadier General David Tuheo, College Secretary.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
I request the CDF not to take his seat. It's time for him to make his remarks. The CDF will make his remarks, and then we invite the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, who shall in turn invite His Excellency the President. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Since I'm very far from everybody else, I can remove my mask so that I am heard. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Honorable Ministers who are present here, Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Minister of State for Defense, Minister of State for Internal Affairs, Your Excellency, in the interest of time, I request that I ride on the protocol already given by those who spoke before me. All protocol observed. First of all, I want to thank God who has enabled us to come here to attend yet this milestone in the history of UPDF, where we are witnessing the pioneer intake of National Defense College graduating today. Secondly, on behalf of the UPDF and on my own behalf, I take this opportunity to welcome you, Your Excellency, and all the dignitaries who are here, and everybody else who is present, for coming here to celebrate with us as the first intake of National Defense College graduates today. I want to also congratulate the course participants of intake 1 of the National Defense College for having successfully become part of the living testimony of the saying of the wise that even a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your Excellency, this college was born of your usual and ever astute strategic guidance to us. We honestly want to thank you for this unwavering stewardship, because when Your Excellency came here to commission the college on the 28th of January last year, at the same time you opened this inaugural course on that same day. You described this college as an apex of military learning if it is well utilized. You also called upon these very graduates, whom you also reminded before we came here, and all of us, to take training seriously, because every course has got a purpose, and whereas one might be good at fighting with weapons, one still needs to be backed up and grounded in strategic thought, which this college was brought in to solve. I also want to reiterate what I said during the commissioning of this college, that this college comes now to cap the topmost tier of the joint professional military education requirements, with added advantages such as the reduced cost of training outside the country, ability to imbibe our own historical experiences in our historic and strategic thinking, and developing capacity to improve our human resources. To paraphrase a common saying, Your Excellency, We have now learned to make our own strategic thought fishing nets, and thus don't need to ask for fish daily from somewhere else. We are our own strategic thought fishermen now. This does not mean that the journey is over. This college now offers us salient opportunities like ensuring the true homing of the college and securing the environment. And this means expansion of infrastructure and also the numbers of people training here. It will also give us the opportunity of pushing for additional programs for the college, as was mentioned by the commandant of the college. It also gives us opportunity to enhance defense diplomacy, especially when we shall be having other students from the region or even from outside the region coming to attend this course. It also gives us an opportunity of benchmarking to transform from National Defense College to National Defense University the way others in other countries have successfully done it, to make the college a degree awarding institution and semi-autonomous to ensure uninterrupted funding. At the moment, we were relying on the goodwill of the accounting officer, Minister of Defense, and this can interrupt certain programs of the course. We would like to, in the future, how to grow that. All these added can make the college financially generative, hence lessening the burden of absolute sponsorship by government, like happens in other courses, in other colleges. To harness the above opportunities, we are already thinking of the following plans, Your Excellency. Most of them were elaborated in the Commandant's brief, but for avoidance of doubt, it is about increasing the number of participants coming here, to include other participants from other MDAs, so that we operate at the same understanding. And this also means expansion of infrastructure, expansion of the teaching requirements and the human resource. It is for this purpose that we want to particularly thank you for instructing UNRWA to give us the extra houses that were here, and those ones we already got them. In the medium term, we will expand the college to admit other participants from other ministries, more especially internal affairs, foreign affairs, civilian staff from Ministry of Defense, agriculture, and many others that are big stakeholders in the socio-economic transformation of this country. In the long run, maybe between 5 to 10 years, identify and recruit own lecturers and professors when we have become a defense university or a constituent college of the Uganda Defense University with the NDC Senior Command and Staff, WUMAC, WUMEC, as constituent colleges as by law. All these are in line with Your Excellency's vision of us having a defense university in order to reduce on the education needs in our security agencies and enhance strategic thinking in other MDAs in the country. Therefore, it is no doubt that we are increasingly getting angered in our forces' vision to transform into a modern, professional, efficient, effective, and accountable force, anchored on a strong civil-military partnership and capable of undertaking its core missions. This, in turn, should be able to increase our forces' human resource capacity to support a whole war effort and other aspects of national building and national security. The knowledge acquired here, therefore, will be lauded as functional if it equips our products of today and others in the future with the capacity to solve real life challenges, be they geostrategic, kinetic, or even human-centric security threats. To the graduates, as you leave our esteemed college, remember that in our tested dispensation, which builds on our meticulous history, our strategic thought as a matter of default continues to be built on a Pan-Africanist mindset, nationalism, patriotism, and integration. All these combined should aim to galvanize the nexus between security and development, because the two are inseparable. And to achieve consolidation of this link, we shall need to continually think of an effective, adequate, and credible defense capacity, creation of a productive and efficient self-sustaining force, and continued building of a professional, effective, and efficient and accountable force. I am therefore confident, Your Excellency, that these graduates will all rise to meet this challenge, and that their participation in this course has helped re-energize and with improvement, capacity and will to rally others for common purposeful strategic adaptations with a character that inspires others. Because the biggest job of all leaders should be to create other leaders. Should be to create other leaders, and that's why they need, like you advised, Your Excellency, they must know the way, they must go the way, and they should show the way. Like one leader said, that improvements will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones who have been waiting for. We are the improvement that we seek. This was by President Barack Obama. This mindset can enable us to gain competence to do our work and then be successful as leaders in the process of inspiring our teams to bring out the best out of them towards the envisaged fundamental socio-economic transformation. Finally, I would like to quote Matthew chapter 25, verse 14. You can start from verse 14. And this applies to these graduates. In that verse, it says, "Don't go and hide your talents until the master comes." So we have given you this extra talent here. Get out of here and use it, so that when Uganda comes asking, you have what to show, and you have not hidden the knowledge you've acquired from here and your beds. And also remember that you may not always be together like you have been now, but always be there for each other and for your country, guided by our defense policy objectives in view of the constitutional mandate and our national interests. Your Excellency, to conclude, I once again want to thank you for sparing time to come and preside over the graduation of this Pioneer National Defense College Intake 1. I also want to thank the entire Ministry of Defense and the UPDF fraternity for whatever participation in ensuring the success of this course. I want to thank the faculty members from Makerere University and also from the National College. You've seen we've just given them daggers here. And also the participants for remaining disciplined in order to successfully complete this course. I wish all of you journey masses as you go back to where you came from the best of luck and God's blessings. God bless you all and my country.
Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, allow me to take this opportunity to invite the Honorable Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Sempija Bamulangaki, to come and give his remarks. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces and our chief guest today, allow me on behalf of all people here to welcome you to this place, Your Excellency, and thank you very much for sparing time to attend to this graduation ceremony. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, in the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Jacob Oboth. We have the Minister of State for Internal Affairs, General David Muhoozi. Your Excellency, we have members of the Diplomatic Corps who are here with us. Can you please clap for them? Your Excellency, we have permanent secretaries. The Permanent Secretary of Internal Affairs, Lieutenant General Msanyifu. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Public Service, Mrs. Catherine Musinguzi. The Permanent Secretary, ICT, Dr. Amina Zawede. Permanent Secretary, Minister of Gender, Ms. Agule Chibenge. Ambassador Pachunega Beatrice, representing the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Mrs. Anne Muheirwe, Deputy Ageesigika, and Makerere University Chairperson, University Council, Mrs. Rona Magara. Excellency, we have already seen the District Kazi, who led us in prayer. We have commissioners. We have RDC Jinja, RDC Buikwe. We have the Mayor Buikwe, and we have general officers and the members of the High Command. Many of them are here, Your Excellency. And we have local leaders and the family members of the graduates, and Your Excellency, many other distinguished guests. Your Excellency, I'm here to perform just one function of inviting you, but allow me, Your Excellency, to make just a brief remark, some brief remarks. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, we thank you first and foremost for finding time to be with us today. And allow me, Your Excellency, to thank the invited guests for finding time amidst tight schedules to come and celebrate with us this yet another milestone in the UPDF professionalization drive. Thank you very much. Mr. President, sir, what we are witnessing today is another evidence of your vision, for which, on behalf of the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs and UPDF leadership, and on my own behalf, I wish to applaud Your Excellency's vision and unwavered zeal to continue building and developing Uganda by providing a secure and a conducive environment for socio-economic transformation. Your Excellency, I beg your pardon, the PS Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs is not here, but she is represented by the accounting officer, Mama Edith Buturo, and we have a big team of Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs. Your Excellency, there are many things you have made happen that have got significant impact to society, but your effort goes unapplauded usually. For example, military training, its impact cannot be singularly felt, but in the whole, it is a very important asset in creating an efficient and effective security machinery. In the same respect, Your Excellency, people may take peace and security as a natural given and fail to recognize that its being in place takes a lot of nurturing and nourishing. Like any other important development infrastructure assets, e.g. transport network, electricity, security is another important pillar of development which must be continually serviced and maintained. It is therefore in this regard, Your Excellency, that us as the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs and the UPDF take a great pride in your guidance and the support to the sector in fostering capacity in general and the training in particular. We thank you very much, Your Excellency. Let me also recognize and thank our UPDF leadership through the efforts of all commanders and service chiefs under the able stewardship of the CDF, General Wilson Mbadi, all the ministry civilian staff under the stewardship of the permanent secretary, my colleagues, ministers, and all stakeholders who have made contributions to the success of this course, bring it to its conclusion, and hence this graduation. To the NDC Commandant, Major General Francis Okero, and the vast team of professionals and the facilitators who have done a commendable job of running this course intake from start to end, thank you very much for the job well done. Finally, Your Excellency, I want to thank the families of those graduating today. I want to thank the families of those graduating today. Congratulations to you, and you should know that your support during this process made an enormous impact. To you, the graduates, we have high hopes in you, not only as security leaders, but also as another breed of national strategists. Please go out and make us proud by interesting yourselves in evolving and providing society with viable and workable development solutions. Your Excellency, I thank you very much for being a very good leader for this country, leading the army from negative to all of these positives, leading our economy from all of those negatives to positives. Your Excellency, I can't add more. I thank you, and everybody has thanked you. Thank you, Your Excellency, for leading us, and we pray that God gives you good health and the strength to lead us to better levels. It is now my singular honor and the privilege to invite Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief, to address the gathering and the course, the number 1, 2022. Your Excellency, sir.
The Honorable Ministers, the CDF, and other generals, the Commandant of the College, the members of the Diplomatic Corps, and other political leaders, the graduates, and their families. First of all, I congratulate the graduates on successful finishing this course. Congratulations. Now, secondly, you of Anyankore have their proverbs. They say, Gariembebo gashikere kiteme. The teeth of the unwise. A man who had kept seeds for planting, when he was hungry, he cooked the seeds and ate them. And when the time for planting came, he had nothing to plant. So the teeth he used to eat the seeds smiled at the gardens. What should I do now? Now, this is where the NRM and the groups which came before it differ from one of the areas we differed from other groups. You see, there's a lot of chaos in Africa now, and in the world. A lot of chaos, insecurity. But this is partly caused by that dependency, which is encouraged by all sorts of confused people. Security of each country must be provided by its own people, not by all these groups running around. Because the people are the ones who know what hurts them. So if you are a good friend, you should always insist on self-sufficiency in security, not dependency. Now, we were very clear on this right from the beginning. We started 1971. Between 1971 and 1978, we trained some few cadres in Mozambique. The most successful group which we trained in Mozambique was the one of 1976 to 78. This is the one of General Saleh and Ivan Koreta and I think one other Omure. Those are the only ones remaining, plus myself, who was there also. So they say, when we go to Mozambique, they say a group of 28 plus 1 plus myself. Now, these were seeds. After they graduated, some people said I should use them to assassinate Idi Amin. I said, no, I don't eat seeds. I will not use these people to assassinate Idi Amin, because in any case it is not important to assassinate Amin. We shall get rid of him, sweep him out, not assassinate him. Kufagia ndio natakiwa hii. So those 28, not all of them, some of them, but 20 something, they are the ones I arrived with on the front line when Tanzania was fighting Idi Amin on the 23rd of December 1978. We arrived on the Kajara River, and we started using them to train. And by 11th April 1979, when Idi Amin collapsed, we had trained 9,000 people with these 28 who were members of the Fronasa group. Then after that, we had another chance to train, first of all here in Jinja with the Tanzanians. Tanzanians now helped us to train some senior NCOs. That's where people like Saleh, like Ivan went again to do now. And then we sent a group of 300 to Tanzania, to Monduli. This is where you have people like Katumba and others. So whenever we had a chance, we would train people who would be trainers of others. Now this college here, therefore, the NDC, is an apex training center where we shall be training, where we have already started. We shall be training all our senior people, mainly from the army, but also from other sectors. Because here at the defense, as the National Defense College, you are training people to be conversant with the national defense and security holistically, strategically, for the whole country. Not just the army, but also the other factors that make the army strong. The economy, the politics, the society, and so on. So therefore, what we have achieved here is a result of our long journey of consciously building our capacity as Uganda. What you would call a modern army, you can go back to 1894 when the British came here. A man called Lord Lugard, he was a captain at that time, and some others, they came and started to build a new army, a new type of army. You could call it modern army. And we fought for the British in the Second World War, in the First World War, 1914 to 1918. We fought the Germans in Tanzania. In Tanganyika, Rwanda, Burundi, our people were there, our soldiers, our grandparents were there, fighting for the British. But then Second World War comes, again our parents now fight for the British. 1939 to 1945. Our people fought in Abyssinia, Ethiopia, fought in North Africa, in the Suez, fought in Burma, fighting the Japanese. Japanese soldiers were very scared of Africans because they heard that Africans eat people. And since Africans are fond of dancing and campfire at night, the Japanese would be in their camp. They see the fires. Africans are roasting another Japanese. But what is amazing is that from 1894 to 1958, our British friends never bothered to develop a leadership of the army. So much so that it was only in 1958 that they selected 2 characters from that army to go for a type of senior NCO course in Kenya. I think it was in Karen, a place called Karen. And who were the 2 people selected? Shaban Opolot and Idi Amin. So after almost 70 years, the British could see the only useful people in Uganda to lead a platoon, because you know sergeant leads a platoon, were Shaban Opolot and Idi Amin. They did that senior NCO course, then they came back, they were called something called the Fendi, then I think they were made captains. And then the first graduate from Sandhurst was 1962. A man called Kargava Gashom or something. Now, part of the instability which Uganda had after independence was due to that problem of having no capable army leaders. You get a fellow like Idi Amin, he didn't know anything, was totally ignorant. So they could not understand the idea of loyalty to the constitution. That one they could not understand. Then they couldn't understand anything about running a country even when they took power. So that was part of the problem. Therefore, right from our student days, we resolved that we must build an army of a new type. And that's what we started doing. Whenever we got a chance. In Mozambique, I've told you what we did with Mozambique. In Tanzania. And when we were in the government, we developed capacity for the support arms by working with a number of other people, initially Tanzanians, for the artillery. The North Koreans are not popular with some groups, but they helped us. I'm very grateful to the North Koreans. I know some people don't like them, but for me, apoyo. Because I tried to train my people in tanks with some friends. Some friends told me that Africans don't need to train in tanks. Beg your pardon? So I said, okay. I had a Korean friend here, and I had visited North Korea in 1969 as a student. So I worked with them. They helped us build a very good armored force, nucleus. Then the Russians also helped us to train in advanced tank courses. For the Air Force, we used some friends, individuals actually, some groups to train, because we had started training with the Soviet Union, but then they collapsed. Then we worked with some private companies to build the training for the Air Force. We have also trained some individuals in the USA, two small, but smaller numbers. In India, trained some people there, Pakistan, China, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa. The French helped us to brush up our mountain division. We already had a mountain division, but the French brought in their experience in the Alps. The Europeans have got some, not high mountains, they are not that high really, but for them they think they are very high. Alps, they talk about Alps as if it is the end of the world. So they call them Alpine divisions. So we asked the French. They brought their experience, which was good, using some few techniques to make the mountain easy, and we are very, very, we are happy. So all these people have been helping us. We are very grateful for helping us in big ways or small ways, but yote mzuri. But now we have really covered the whole spectrum of training infrastructure, because the basic training, the recruit training, NCO, officer cadet, the command courses, platoon, company, so on. The specialized arms, armored forces, artillery, air force, field engineering, they all, marines, they all have training centers, air defense, they all have, they have the colleges for training, staff and command, and now National Defense College. So that's why, therefore, that's why Uganda is peaceful. And I would like to really advise other third world people to stop dependence, because there's nobody who can know more than you on how you can defend yourself. It's a big mistake. You may not have all the resources, but the concept should be there, and you have the nucleus. You start with the nucleus, even if you don't have all the resources. Now, for the graduates, the army is moving well, but I think you need to emphasize on the issue of corruption, fighting corruption. Once you happen to be deployed, wherever you are deployed, make sure that corruption, which has been a problem in the civilian sector, does not come to the army. We have had some cases where we have some cases of corruption. Corruption is very dangerous for an army. If you steal fuel of the army, you steal supplies, you steal money, you are an enemy. You are an enemy of the army. So, corruption must not feature. We have had a number of cases which have been. And then the other crucial area is training people under your command. Because the army is first and foremost for fighting. Everybody in the army must be a fighter and a leader of fighters, or a fighter and leader of fighters, or support for the fighters. Because among the graduates here, you had there's a doctor. Doctor may not fight, but he's supporting the fighting by treating people. So training, we don't want half-baked people anywhere. Because training makes people brave. If I'm confident of my weapon, of my skills, there's nothing that I would fear. Because I know that, okay, there are problems, but I will do this, I will do it, because I have my weapon and I have the skills to survive in a battlefield. When you have these armies running up and down, running away, it's because they are not well trained. They are not well trained, also not well motivated. Otherwise, to dislodge a trained person in our terrain here, it's not that easy. And sometimes even the smaller, the fewer the better. Because a small group can pin down a big force. So, fight corruption, training the people under your command. And then the welfare of soldiers. Always check on the welfare of your soldiers, so that the soldiers have what they need and what the country can afford. Otherwise, we are moving very well. There is no war we cannot fight here in our country. Any type of war, we shall fight it. We have the capacity and the motivation. We are also, of course, cooperating with our African brothers and sisters in Somalia. So what we have been doing there, because some people brought some nonsense. The thing that Africans should be careful about are these foreign ideas. Some of the ideas from outside are good, and we can integrate them. The ideas about modern religions, because we do not have these religions, these new religions here until 1841, when an Arab man called Ibrahim came here. That was the first known black person to come to Uganda, and people thought he had no skin because he was not black. So that's when we started getting these ideas about the Muslim religion. Then Huntington Speke came 1862, first white man. So it's not long ago when these new religions came, the Christianity and Islam. And they came with good ideas, like Christianity, which I know more about. That's good, very good ideas. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And love God with all your heart and with all your might. Very good. That's what I do. But then if you tell me that I must be a white man because I'm a Christian, sorry, I am not a white man. I am of the Bashita clan from Wakitura, that's my address. I will never be a white man. So please, don't waste your time trying to make me a white man. I don't want to be. Similarly, if you are a Muslim, very good. But don't try to be an Arab. Because you are a Muslim, you become an Arab. Then you bring Arab nonsense here. Like these children who are blowing themselves. We arrested a boy. Here, you will see him, they will bring him in court. He had been prepared by idiots, but also crooks, actually. Because for them, if you think blowing yourself up is good, why don't you start with yourself? So we say that, so and so was convinced enough. No, they sent small children. They had sent a small boy to blow himself up here in Uganda. And we arrested him. We have him. And some others were killed. Now, because they can no longer enter Uganda, and they sent, you saw the other week, they sent about 40 young people to attack Ntoroko from Congo. And all of them were killed. And others arrested. Now, because they can't come here, it's now no longer easy. You saw what happened in Congo, in Kasindi. Our poor people there. Those Congolese, we hear Congolese, Congolais, what? Mbadi is a Congolese, I can send him. I can send him to Congo, so you go back to Congo. Because the people they call Congolese are our people. They were Konjo of Congo. They are the Arurs of Congo. They are Kakwa. You know, that's what they used to say that Idi Amin was not. They used to say that Idi Amin was not a Ugandan. It was because there are more Kakwas in Congo and in South Sudan than in Uganda. They were Toro. If I go to Ituri, to Bunya, I can address a public meeting in Runyankole, they will follow what I'm saying. They were Fumbira. Fumbira, Chinyarwanda speakers in Ruchuru, those places. So these are the people they are blowing up. This idiot was sent to the church and blew himself up. After he blew himself up, initially we thought he planted the bomb and went, but now we have confirmed that he blew himself up there and killed 14 people in Congo the other day, Sunday. So the religious preachers, I really advise you, concentrate on the positive elements of the religions you are preaching. I know more about Christianity. They are very clearly positive things. But when you want me to become something else, I will not come. Sorry, I will not be a white man because I am a Christian or a Jew. No. I am Yoweri Museveni. That Yoweri is Jewish, but of the Wasita clan. And don't bring any more nonsense here about this, please. We were in Washington. This time the Americans organized the meeting well, because they didn't bring these issues. Otherwise we would have not. They concentrated on business, which was good. but they didn't bring issues of homosexuality. What if they had brought those, would have had problems. So we are now going to help our Congolese people, brothers, to defeat these idiots. Now, the suffering of the people in Eastern Congo is by, first of all, the former government of Kabila, which was there, but also the international community, the ones who have been there, coexisting with these terrorists. They are there, these terrorists are here. It's not fair. It's not fair. But it's good that His Excellency Tshisekedi allowed us to operate with the Congo Army. We are going to help them as we are already doing, because we have crushed all these groups which were in the forest. They are now far away towards the commander. That's why I had them gathering. Commander Mombasa. But these ones who are blowing people don't stay in the forest. They stay in the towns. Hidden, because they stay in the towns. We want peace in East Africa, to do business. Now, how will you do business with this type of chaos? Bombs, what? So therefore, here we are going to continue developing this college. These issues they are talking about of the road, internal roads, we shall work on them. I don't know. I don't think because we don't. You see, the planning, Mwalimu said, kupanga ni kuchagua. Planning is prioritization. So how many national defense colleges do we have? We've got only one. So how can we fail to make this one? How can we fail to make it shine? Just one. If there were 2 or 4 or 5, I would worry. Just one. Having one good national defense college and one senior command and staff college and one officer cadet college, just one. It's a question of priorities. Let's stop other things and concentrate so that it is one and good. So I don't think there is really an issue about we can't get this, we can't get that, because it is only one. They are not 2, they are not 3. So what I want is the cost of these roads here and the cost of compensating the land. Abanjeru njagala muve mutaka lyange ery'amagye. Kubanga essubi teribeera kumpi na muliro. Awali omuliro essubi erikaze tuliza bbali. Kati akasozi ako konna nkeetagira ddala. Okulenjera mu Luganda bakweta ki? Okulenjera. Okuyita ku kasoli naye Abaganda wano bakyaliwo bannange. Okuvunuka. Kati njagala kasozi konna okuvunuka eri amabega. Nteekewo ekibira ekibira ekirungi kya pine oluvannyuma tunazimba mpola kubanga owulidde bano baagala kukolawo ne university wano bye balina twetagire ddala ettaka bani bananyini ttaka meeya jangu ku muzindaalo be baani
nanyi ttaka bamuyita Kagoda era twakitandiseeko ne General Okero okubanga tutandika okwogeraganya nabo bakkirize bakompensatingibwe oluvannyuma lwali wano n'osaba nti ekifo ekyo kyonna okyetaaga ate naffe Bananjeru tuli basiima okubanga college ebeera mu Njeru municipality kubanga Bananjeru tugenda kwongera kuganyulwamu nnyo His Excellency.
Kagoda Musaada Musoga
Kagoda yeso Sajja Musoga naye yafuna ettaka wano.
Akola ki?
Mulimi His Excellency.
Okay.
Yeso.
Kale tugenda okukakasa nti we are going to ensure that what is needed here is done because it is unique. It's only one college, National Defense College. We can't fail to the issue of budget. Budget is prioritization. We leave other things and concentrate on this one. So I congratulate the graduates again, and I congratulate the families, and I thank everybody who came to be with us on this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We were supposed to have 3 group photographs. We believe the graduates had their chance with you at, you didn't, okay. So, sir, we shall have 3 group photographs with you, if you allow us, sir. The first one will be with the CDF commandant.
Let me come back. I'm coming back.
Yes, sir. So the graduation photos will include the following. Chief Guest, CDF, Commandant, NDC Uganda, and the graduates. Group 2, but you can't declare the end function before you announce it. You can't.
You end the money and then they go for the photo. But I want to thanks.
introduced it. Yes, sir. I will. General Kerr has brought me the list. How do you do it? Yes, Group 1, 2, 3. No. Hello? Okay. Your Excellency, sir, with your permission, allow the Minister to introduce the professors who have been crucial in this exercise. Honourable Minister, sir.
Your Excellency, we beg for your indulgence. Excellency, here we have Professor Balunywa, who is MOBS. We have Professor Ankata, UMI. We have Professor Achanga, MMU. We have Dr. Simba. We have Professor Andrew Elias, State. We have Professor Omach Paul. We have Professor Awich Eric Ochen. We have Professor Mahumuza William. We have Professor Bali Edward. We have Professor Akilengi Godfrey. Professor Tejeza Joseph. Dr. Butime Haman. Dr. Bwenje Stephen. And Your Excellency, last but not least, We have Benson Tulami, the ED PPDA, who has been here since morning. Your Excellency, thank you very much, and I thank everybody for bearing with us.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. This marks the end of the function. I request to have the anthems.
I hope the professors are not teaching the colonial social science. I will have to audit what they are teaching. Are you teaching the patriotism or colonialism? What are they teaching this one? Who is their head? Their head come to the microphone there. Especially social science is very dangerous because somebody can get a PhD in colonialism.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. The courses that we teach includes patriotism, nationalism. We also teach international relations, but also national security and national security strategy. We teach policy formulation. We teach economics, which is your dear subject, and also project planning and management, as well as political economy of Uganda.
Very good. I will call you and we talk. You brief me.
Okay, thank you, Excellency.
I need to audit. I need to audit this social science. Thank you.
We shall have the anthems first, sir, before we go for the photographs to mark the end of the function. Band, please. Your Excellency will be joined in the photograph. First photo, you'll be joined by the CDF, the Commandant, NDC, and the graduates. Please, graduates, move forward. The second photograph, wait. Subiri. The second photo opportunity shall include the Commandant, Faculty, and Academia. And then the third group photo will be the chief guest with ministers, permanent secretaries, CDF, and service commanders. Thank you very much. Group 2, the CDF, Commandant, Faculty, and Academia. Please move faster. The sun is not very, very friendly. We may need more seats, or others will stand. Thank you. The third photo opportunity includes ministers, permanent secretaries, CDF, and service commanders. Ministers, PSCs, CDF, and service commanders. Meantime, we have a luncheon.
Lindirira ebisingawo mu program obulamu bwe bugagga.